Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the Lead House. And Lead House today is 21st session. And this session is on feedback to improve ourselves. How many of you believe in this fact that when we receive feedback or when we receive any criticism or when we receive any pointing outs on us or any fingers pointing to us, how many of us believe that that is really good for us and it improves us? If you really believe, then write in the chat box. If you agree, then write A, and if you disagree, write D. Yes, I can see many A. Fatima A, Dr. Anara A, Dr. Aisha A. That's really good. Yes, we all 100% agree to this, that when we receive any feedback, that is for the improvement.
Have another opinion in this regard.
Now, what exactly is feedback? This is a definition given by the dictionary that I have just quoted here. This is not my definition. Feedback is input, comments, or suggestions given to evaluate performance or improve a product or service. It helps identify strengths and areas of improvement. So feedback is both. Feedback is on the strength and plus the areas of improvement, both. And it is in the form of comments, in the form of suggestions, or in the form of verbal expression of happiness, joy, or sadness, or unhappiness. Now, how many of you have received such type of papers when we go to the restaurant or when we use any services or when we use any services either online or offline? Have you seen this type of performer given to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Where exactly you have got it?
Ma'am, in mall or newly inaugurated some shop, jewelry and all those things.
Restaurant.
Restaurant. Yes, ma'am. Restaurant, ma'am.
Yes, restaurant.
Course,
Oh, I didn't see food, drinks and all.
And you know, some of the airports I have seen, they also have this type of electronic version. So when we use the restroom, their washroom, and then we have to give them feedback that how clean it was, how friendly it is, how was the services and all. So
Indian Railways also, ma'am.
Yeah.
Indian Railways also has this feedback. This, ma'am. They send us
Yes,
a link
Indian Railways
whenever you
also.
travel with.
Now I think almost whether it is government sectors or private sectors, we found that everywhere, I think it is like now they are following up because they all understood the importance of getting the feedback from the people, and then in the light of the feedback, they can move ahead. Recently, I visited one island when Dr. Shabana was here. So me and Dr. Shabana and Dr. Shabana's son, both of us went to the resort, nearby resort. And there we were like since morning till evening throughout the day. And in our package, like free beverages and free snacks and free lunch, everything was free. Whatever you want, you can eat throughout the day. So one gentleman was really with us all the time, and he was like serving us that this food is good, this fruit is good, this drink is good. And then if we need something extra, so he used to bring from inside. And then like lots of pampering he was doing to us. And Madam Shabana's son asked for the shisha also. Do you know shisha? That is hookah. Yeah.
Yes.
So then he especially arranged for him.
Yes, ma'am.
So it was chargeable, but he arranged, and then he was giving lots of services. And the moment when he was like about around 7 o'clock, we were supposed to leave that place and then ride a boat to come here, a speedboat. Then when we were just about to leave, he brought his mobile and he opened his website, and then he said that just you go and give the feedback in this. There was area mentioned that in this portion you have to write the feedback and by the name of the person whosoever has served you. So then I understood that the gentleman has done so much, not in the greed of anything else, but only he wanted that we should give the good feedback, because the companies, they always trust on the feedback of the customers. And on the basis of that, their ACR are maintained, and their annual appreciations are maintained, and their annual increment is maintained. if the feedbacks are good, they get good increment. So naturally, the boy has done so much for us. So then naturally, we have given the good feedback to him. And then he was really very happy about that. And reviews are also a sort of feedback. When we go to any hotel, any restaurant, we give our reviews online. So, whenever you book anything, first of all, you go to the reviews, what people have said about this.
Yeah.
If somebody has written anything bad, we did never go and never book this.
Yes.
Okay. Now, please read this story. You have 5 minutes time to read this story. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes,
Assalamu
ma'am.
alaikum.
Okay.
Ma'am, please, what are we meant to do with this script, ma'am? We just to read?
Okay, dear friends, I hope you all read the story.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
let's discuss and spend some time on the story. Yes, first of all, who's going to tell about the story? What have you learned? What have you understood by the story? And what is your takeaways from the story?
Ma'am, shall I?
Yes, please go ahead. Why don't you people switch on your video? I'm feeling so awkward as if I'm talking to the ghost, all black, black, black in front of me, except Dr. Anara.
Ma'am, I'm not in hijab right now.
So wear hijab, it takes 2 minutes. Okay, Fatma, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. This is a wonderful story where how he says the feedback, like at first when we say anytime negative, we say people often tend to dishearten, and then they take it in a negative way. But the his approach was very nice. First he told about her strength, and then he said like how she can improve, and that also he said in a very positive way. So one aspect is that like we should know the art of saying some negative thing in such a way that people appreciate. And the teacher was also very nice, because she appreciated the way he said his negative feedback so that she can work on, because people see the other side. Oh, he's taunting me or he's criticizing, but actually feedback helps in a great way. So she took it in a positive way and embraced those learnings, and she improved in a greater way. And when we embrace things, it's not only we evolve, it's the community evolving. So overall, the school was developing, students were developing. So that's a
Okay,
construct.
Fatma, 30 seconds allotted for you. So thank you very much. Now Sadhika has raised the hand. Yes, Sadhika, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Firstly, ma'am, she was open to feedback, which was a great attribute of her, because many people are not doesn't take feedback positively. She was open to feedback, and she asked for the feedback. She went to his senior, and she took the feedback, and the senior also gave the feedback in a polite and a way where it is acceptable, because many people, when you ask for feedback, they won't give you in a way which is acceptable by us. They give you in a negative way. There are two ways for taking a feedback and giving a feedback. Whenever a person comes and asks you for a feedback, it should be given in a positive way, first telling the strengths, and then pointing on the weaknesses or what the person is lacking. And that's what the senior teacher did. And by this, not even Addison's performance increased, but also her colleagues got inspired, and they also started taking feedback. So we help not only ourselves but the whole organization, and the scores of the teachers, students also increased. So this was a very, I could say, a positive work, not only as an individual it affected, but also for the organization. And it's good we should keep asking feedbacks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sadhika, for sharing your valuable insights about the story. Yes, next, Dr. Anara.
Actually, I read half of the page. That I saw that there's a teacher. She is a very positive person, and she always try to improve herself. She always asks for feedbacks, and it really improved herself in her school and work. Okay.
Good, very good. Now, anyone else would like to share about the story that we have read just now?
Yes, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, pleasant evening. 5 points I would like to say about the story. The first point that I have learned is, however senior you are, however old you are, in your field, if you want to gain expertise, feedback is essential. You should take the feedback. First point. Second point, wherever you are working, you have won over the trust of your colleagues, that even they need the improvement of yours. Like Mrs. Anderson, when she asked Mr. Thompson, he was so integrated that he at once agreed to check and to observe her for the whole day. Usually, when we call, the people will very, disheartedly come and just give 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes. They pretend as if they are very, very busy in the world and we are disturbing them. But thanks to Mr. Sampson, that he has observed very carefully throughout the day, means it was really shocking. Means he had his full time to observe, and both of them actually wanted the growth of the children, the growth of the organization, and the growth of themselves. Number 2, it was that. And number 3, I have learned Mrs. Anderson and Mr. Thompson both had growth mindset, and both were positive in attitude. Anyone who has growth mindset will definitely would like to have the feedback, 360-degree feedback mechanism, we call it, asking from colleagues, asking from the people at the higher level, at the people at the horizontal level, at the vertical level, at the same level. So feedback mechanism is really important.
Thank you very much, Aisha. We will listen to your 2 more points. If there is no one else to share, because everybody, we will give the chance. Is there anyone who wants to share, or shall I give the chance to Aisha to complete 2 points? Yes, Aisha, go ahead with those 2 points.
Ma'am, maybe Modiraj wants to say, she said something.
Yes, Modina, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell.
Yes, ma'am. Though, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Though I came in almost at the time that the script is almost going off the screen, but I was able to read about a teacher in an elementary school, and Mrs. Addison, who was being observed, and there is a feedback. And at the end of the day, many people don't really want feedback, especially when it is either negative. So we should be able to accept positive and negative feedback so that we'll be able to move on in our life and adjust with whatever challenges we have. So that's the little that I'm able to get, and it makes us to be stronger. Then even if they give you feedback, if you are not happy about it, you should be able to say one or two things so that the person that is observing you too will also learn along. Thank you. So that's what I am able to
Okay,
get.
thank you very much. Really, your observation is quite appreciable. So,
Thank you, ma.
yeah, and yes, Asha, finish quickly, 30 seconds, you can finish those 2 points so that we'll move to the next slide. If you are still in the mood of completing those 2 points. Oh, I think the Aisha is somewhere else now. So first thing and foremost thing that has attracted me is that the seeking for feedback is like a voluntary work. And this initiative has to be taken by the person who wants to improve, not from the boss, that I am coming to observe you, I am coming to see you, I am coming to see your class and observe your class and give you the feedback so that you can improve. It was not from the top, it was from the bottom up. So the process should not be top to bottom, but the process should be from bottom up, like from bottom to top. Who wants to improve has to take the initiative. That was really wonderful and worth appreciation, that she herself has taken the initiative that please come and then see my class and give me the feedback so that I can improve. It means that inviting the criticism on her own teaching, this really needs lots of large heart, and then only we can invite the people to criticize us or to give us the feedbacks or suggestions on our any areas, like on our trainings, on our working styles, on our talking styles, on our teaching styles, any of the styles. We can ask the ask the people to give us the feedback. This is really a very courageous act that the teacher has taken. Rest all other points you all have mentioned very beautifully, that the observer has also given lots of time. It is not in hurry burry. She has just seen halfway and then given the feedback. Then secondly, when the feedback was given, both of them sat together, because this direct communication is important. If we take the indirect communication, when we are messaging on the WhatsApp, we are writing on the mail, then that communication is not effective. That communication sometimes convey wrong messages, what we don't want to say, but it says that what we don't want to say. So that's why when we are giving the feedback, it's always advisable that face to face we can discuss, so that if there is any clarification required, if there is any elaboration required, the person can ask and we will be able in the position of give them the elaboration or clarification. This was also really a very nice point. And third and most important point was that she has accepted those and implemented in the life. That is important. At times what the people will say, yes, you are very right. Yes, I know this is my shortcoming. Yes, I know I have to improve. Then again, you will find at the same level, again, we are doing the same things. So there is no use if we are not improving upon, if we are not using it in our practical life and improving our methods. So that was the most important point, that she has taken them very seriously, and she has implemented in her teaching styles. She has changed the style. She has incorporated more visuals in the class to cater the needs of different learning styles children, and then she became more effective teacher. Now, by this time, we all understood the importance of feedback. Like feedback is important to improve. It is an essential thing. My focus would be on that how to give the feedback, because we are, as a leader here, mostly we will be in the position of giving the feedback to the people, those who are with us, those who are in our team. So at times we will invite the feedback also, but most of the time we will be giving the feedback to the people. So it's important for us to understand that while giving the feedback, what all things we have to keep in mind. So now we are going to discuss those points that we have to keep in mind when we are giving the feedback. If you have paper and pen, you please jot down the points, or otherwise you can register in the mind as well. So first thing is that at times we have seen the people that when they give the feedback, they generalize the thing. They will say, like, sometimes the people will tell me also, I have seen you doing this and you do this and you do in this way and you do in that way. So like it is mix up of everything. Then we are confused. For that reason, we have to be very, very specific. Specific means, like, suppose if today Dr. Anara is going to speak, I have to tell Dr. Anara's speaking styles feedback for today's, in this session, what she has spoken or what she has done. Not generalizing the Dr. Anara, see, today also you are doing like this, and I saw you on that day also, you were pronouncing the word wrong, and on that day also you did like this, and on that day also you were like this. No, it is not, generalization is not at all effective. We have to be very specific. Whatever task, like like the teacher asks about the teaching, that you observe my teaching, then the observer should not say about her dressing style, should not say about her temperament, should not say about her personal life or any other thing. The observer also has to observe the teaching style of the teacher, whether the teacher is effective in the class or not. So that is called being specific.
You are most correct.
Yeah. Then after that, always the observer has to have very positive mindset. Our purpose is to improve, like to give the chance to the person whom we are observing in a positive way so the person can improve. It is not to demoralize or demotivate. You know, at times the people will say and do, they will bring you just down. I remember one of my mentor, although I appreciate him very much, and I have learned a lot from him. I have attended his workshop, and then I learned many things like how to be effective trainer. But in one of the session, what happened, we were supposed to deliver a speech, and that was prepared speech. And I prepared my speech very well, but it was not memorized. Like, you know, my weakness is that I cannot learn the things by heart. I cannot memorize the things. I can speak on my own. I can just jot down the points and then I can speak myself. But in that speech, we were supposed to write it and then memorize it and then deliver it. And it was very difficult. And my colleagues were like, they were more expert in the using the Zoom than me. I was that time not that much expert. So they did half portion of their speech on the half screen, and half screen they were on the screen and they were looking at the speeches and they were delivering. It was supposed to be done like 10 minutes long speeches. It was. I couldn't do that. Like, I was not technically that sound at that time. Then what did I do? That I just kept my speech on one screen, and I just switch on Zoom, and then I went to that screen where my speech was and I started speaking. Then naturally I was totally not looking at my face, that how my face is looking. Like right now when I'm speaking to you all, I'm able to look at my face and I can see that whether I'm in the center or not, whether my camera distance from my head is correct or not, whether my right, left or wrong, my right and left, both the distances are proper or not. Right now I can see and I can evaluate myself and I can position myself. But once I am leaving this screen and going to some other window, then naturally I am totally cut off from the camera and I'm not able to see myself. So it happened that when they were looking at me, my speech was like, my face was like this, like half portion was hidden. But I was not aware. They were looking at me. And throughout the speech, nobody has said anything that I have to fix my camera or I have to be like this. But after the speech, our mentor has demoralized me like anything, that what was this and this one and that one, and it was like that you are on a zero. And it was really very disheartening. But later on, I understood that it was for my improvement, that I should have taken care of this very well that how I have to, if I have to read my speech, how I have to read, that the people should not understand that I am reading. People should think that I am speaking from my own mind. So the purpose should be very constructive. Like we want the improvement, we don't want to demoralize anyone. Then third point and the very important point is that it has to be balanced. Like you see, first the observer has given the positive points and then the areas of improvement. Sometimes when I ask the teachers also to do the same thing when the parents come in the parent meeting about giving the feedback of the child, that first you will start with the positive points for the strength of the child. Then some of the teachers will say, ma'am, you tell me, is there any strength of that in that child? He's such a naughty, misbehaving boy or girl, and he's not doing at all. He's just rubbish. He's disturbing the class, blah, 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 this. Then I say, okay, at least the child has friendly nature. At least the child's smiling is good. At least the child is a sober child, a quiet child, or whatever child. You just try to find out some positive thing in him or in her. And then you start with that with the parents, not only start with the criticism and with the negative thoughts. That affects adversely on the minds of the parents. So our feedback always should be very balanced. Like we have to focus on the strength as well as on the weakness. And this aspect, I would say that I have seen in my B.Ed. One of my professor was psychology professor, and she was very balanced in this. So whenever she used to observe the class as like trainee teacher, we used to deliver the class, she always used to give one big paragraph about the positivity. What positive was there in the class? And then 3-4 improvement areas. And that was really very good to read her comments and read her feedback about us. Then next is that we have to always be on timely. I said that when we are giving any feedback, it should be for that particular moment or particular aspect where we are giving the feedback. It should not be some old thing or some irrelevant thing we are giving the feedback on that. So it has to be done then and there. Like today, if I have observed the class, so my feedback should be either today or maybe maximum by tomorrow. Not it is like after 1 week, 10 days, I'm giving the feedback. That will not have that much effect. Then by giving the feedback, we have to be empathetic. Like consider yourself at the place of the person whom you have observed or whom you are giving the feedback. And then you think that how will you take the feedback? In the same way, we have to give the feedback being empathetic with the person. Then we have to see about the impact also. Like how this is going to affect the overall goal or overall mission of the company or organization, and how it is going to motivate not only the person, but it is going to affect overall growth and development of the organization and the company. Then one thing that is usually missing in our feedbacks, that we are not open to dialogue. The observer always thinks that I have an authority. What I said is said. This is the word of God. But it is always good that we should have two-way conversation. If we have said something, allow the person to ask, allow the person to clear the doubts or whatever comes into his mind, or if he wants some clarifications. So this discussion is very important. I think usually I have seen that this doesn't happen. Even when my class were observed, then also this chapter were closed. And even now also in companies, in organizations, rarely you will find that the boss has the room for the dialogue and conversations. They always think that whatever we have given, but mostly they just send the feedbacks to the HR and then HR delivers to the people or to the staff. That is not effective way of giving the feedback. And then always we have to be focused on the growth. Like feedback is not an activity that has to be enjoyed, but feedback is an activity or a basic component of any company that looks at the development and growth, that by giving the feedback, whether there is any change in the person or not, whether the person is moving towards the growth and development or not, that is the main purpose. And then consistency in everything is the essential thing. If today we have given the feedback, then tomorrow we sleep, then day after tomorrow again we wake up and we give the feedback, that's not going to work. If we have taken, like suppose this particular staff is my observee, then we have to gradually and consistently observe and give the feedback. And then plus, after giving the feedback, again, we have to go and observe whether the person has implemented those feedbacks or not, whether there is, like, suppose if we have given 3 feedbacks, whether the person has implemented even 1 or 2 or not. So this is important, the consistency, continuously observing, continuously giving the feedback, continuously checking the progress. And we have to have for that mechanism also how to check the progress of the person. So these are a few things that is essential when we are going to be an observer and when we are going to give the feedback to the people. Now coming to the practical session, okay? So in the practical session, what we are going to do is that we have dealt with our colleagues for 21 days. Today is 21. And you know each and everyone. And this course is the leadership course that also you are very much well aware. What we have to do is that we have to write feedback about our colleagues on the aspect of the leadership. We are not going to look at anything else. We are not going to look at their jobs, their salaries, their beauty, their dressing, or their other things. We are just going to look at their leadership qualities, leadership style, leadership traits, and how successful the person is as a leader. You have to write the feedback for select any 5 colleagues, because we don't have that much time that we will give you to write feedback about everyone. You can select any, not 5 also will be, I think more, 3 you can select. And write in the chat box whom you are selecting, so that the other person should select other 3 people. It should not be that someone is left without feedback. Everybody should get the feedback. So please write your 3 names in the chat box. And then for this task, we will give you 10 minutes time. And then after that, we will share the feedback. Yes, please write the names in the chat box. Halima ma'am, Anara ma'am, and Aisha ma'am. Okay. Sadaka has taken these 3. Then Fatima is taking Ruhi. Now, since we are less in number on 3, you have to take, so some names will be repeated. No problem for that. But everybody should be covered. Aisha, Sadika, and Madina. Okay. Sana ma'am, Aisha ma'am. And you can repeat the people, no problem. Sister Ruhi. Okay. Neha, whom you are taking? So you will get 3 minutes time, 1 minute time for each observee. And to do the task, you will get 10 minutes time. So for 10 minutes, you spend 3 minutes on each observee, write their strength or weakness or feedback, whatever you want to give. And
What are we?
yes?
In the chat. Oh my God.
No, chat box, you have to just write the name. Feedback, you have to write with you. Either write on the laptop or write in the paper pen, or you type in the mobile, wherever you want. So that when you are speaking, you can look at that points and then you can speak. You will get 1 minute for each, means 3 minutes each speaker will get. Alka ma'am, Ram sir, and Dr. Anara. Okay, very good. Fatima Khan is saying, please give feedback on me. Nobody has taken Fatima Khan. Modinat, whom are you giving the feedback? Is Modinat here? Aisha has also not given the names. Aisha, okay, Aisha has given. Dr. Anara, Modinat, and Halima ma'am. Okay. Fatima Khan. Sana, have you taken 3 people? Sana, you can change Alka ma'am to Fatima, because Alka ma'am is not present here. So Fatima is here. So Sana, you can take Fatima in the place of Alka ma'am. Okay. Are you listening, Sana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what do you suggest for 10 minutes, like it is 8, 9? So 8:20, shall we join back again? That will be nice. Or you want it, the room should be open and then you do the things? I think we can disconnect and then join back. That is good. Because
No, no, ma'am. If you don't have any issues, please keep it open.
okay. I will keep open on the condition that nobody will speak anything.
Yes, inshallah.
Yes, ma'am.
We are very obedient to you, ma'am, always. We will not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, do we have to write the paper and then share or what? How?
You have to share verbally, you write on the paper or laptop, wherever, but it has to be in the written form so that you will be reading, not only saying. Because when we say, spontaneously we can say anything, but when we are reading, we will read the thing that is thoughtful written. Okay? Thoughtfully written.
Ma'am, here in this meeting or in our journal.
You can write in the journal as well. No problem. You can write in the journal.
We can write there.
Right now, you have to present here. You have to read from that.
Ma'am, we will get back. They will some of their habits.
You have to give the feedback to the person as a leader. Okay, so now we are ready for the sharing session. May I request you one by one to start your sharing?
Yes, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam. Yes, Aisha, go ahead.
Yeah. Are you all with me, ladies of the my team? All other people, are you all there online or offline?
Yes, we are with you.
We are with you. Only that I lost voice. I can't hear anything for some minutes.
No. We gave some pause, no, to prepare. Nobody was speaking actually.
10 minutes
Okay.
was 10 minutes time was given to prepare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, start Aisha.
Yeah. Fatma, Neha, Saida Sadiqa, and Zikra Shahood, Khadija, are you all there?
Hope so.
Yes, I'm there. Alhamdulillah.
Yes, Aisha ma'am, I am there.
Okay. Okay. You know, it looks nice, no, when all are there. That's why.
I was there.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So here I go. I would like to start with our mentor, Dr. Halima ma'am, the main program director of this course. And now here I go with Dr. Halima ma'am. बुलबुल को गुल पसंद है, गुल को बू पसंद, मेरी पसंद ये कि मुझको है तू पसंद.
Wow. Very good.
Dr. Halima ma'am is a struggling and an emerging global leader. She is trying to bring awareness of all the aspects of leadership and contributing positively to the development of communities of the world, especially the women folk. Number one, she takes care of everyone in the team. She expresses her strength as well as weaknesses openly. Only a bold person can explain her weaknesses. Otherwise, nobody dare to do so. Number three, she is a charismatic and dynamic leader. She never tries to be static. She is a lifelong learner. She is receptive to the decision given or the suggestions given by the teammates. She readily accepts it and implements it. And my recommendation, ma'am, please conduct such kind of leadership programs in the future also, so that we will get connected with you. This is the only recommendation.
Well accepted, inshallah.
Yes. Now coming to the second, Dr. Anara, my teammate. Dr. Anara is a very excellent, soft human being, and the softness and soothing nature I have to really learn from her, which I can never do, I think, but only if she prays for me, that can happen. And yes, and she accepts everything in the team. Whenever as a coordinator I have given any work, the very next moment she has done it. So beautiful leader, a beautiful teammate, and she is ready to take the challenges, and she stood the leader of the day twice. That is, she held my head high, and she's a good teammate. Whenever we do some activity together, when I say, yeah, let's do like this, and then she is ready every time without a single denial. And the beautiful and inspiring thing about her is she is a Maldivian in origin as well as by birth, but she speaks Hindi so well. I was astonished that how she knows the Hindi and how she is able to speak. She said that she watched movies, she watches Hindi movies, and that's how she learned Hindi. Her Hindi is so lovely. You should listen from her. And she is a polyglot. And my recommendation is that, ma'am, learning is a never-ending process. So please attain more leadership courses and groom yourself continuously, because when we stop learning, our growth stops. As long as we are learning, we are towards the growth. That is my recommendation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, Mrs. Modinat. Mrs. Modinat is an inspiring leader. She is an excellent teammate. She is very energetic and tries her maximum to cope up with the situation by being in the different time zone. I have really hypnotized when she did the egg decoration challenge. Each step of that, like a very obedient student, she sent the photographs. And when I saw the photographs, I understood two things: how much zeal she has to do that activity, and second, she wants to be very honest that she has done all it by herself. That's lovely. And she does everything given to her. I have a great respect for her. Being from a different time zone, she is there with us, and I'm happy that she is my teammate. And she is from Nigeria, but I am really happy, and then I have learned. I'm trying to learn the different words of her language, like Okava. Okava means good morning. Once in my morning affirmations, I said, and like that, the Vehi language also that is there. Bajaveri Hundeni. So Hindone. So like that, because these people are very so friendly to me, so I feel like learning their language to show them the respect of mine towards them. Thank you very much for giving me time, ma'am. That's all. My feedback is over.
Now I would like to give the feedback on your feedback. Okay, Aisha?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yes, so the positive aspect was that you are very keen observant and you have given very actual and natural feedback about the people. That was really good. And then detail was also there. That is also a positive point. And the area of improvement is that you have to observe the person's areas of improvement also. That aspect was little lacking, because in all the areas you have given more maximum positive feedback rather than the areas of improvement. So I think that areas of improvement you have to improve, that you have to observe that aspects of the person even more. That is the only suggestion my from feedback.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, who's going to be the next?
May I?
Ma'am, shall I go?
May I?
Somebody says, shall I go? Who is that?
Ma'am Sadika.
Yes. After Sadhika, then oh my God, change your name, my dear. What is your name? Sana. Change your name again and again. I am
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
tell you Sikra. First Sadhika and then you. Yes, Sadhika, go ahead.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, after listening to Aisha, ma'am, I'm very much nervous. Like going after Aisha, ma'am, is like, we can never win the war because she comes and then it's all about her. And it's very
See,
inspiring that I am in
don't
her.
compare yourself with anyone. That is the first thing we have taught you. Don't compare. You are individual, you are special. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
As I have chosen you, Anara ma'am, and Aisha ma'am, I'll first speak about our mentor, Halima ma'am. First thing which inspires me more about Halima ma'am, her leadership skills. We see many women leaders, but a woman leader like Halima ma'am is very different in any aspect. She's very empathetic, which a leader, a leader should be like that, but many leaders lack that. They don't have an ear to other person. They won't listen to other people's problem. But when you approach Halima ma'am, she's open to you. I have never seen her telling like, see, I am busy or I'll get back to you. I have been seeing she's running multiple courses and this leadership programs even for kids and everyone. But every time you want her to be there for you, she'll be there and with a smile. It's not like she will just say, okay, whatever it is, say soon. Like I'm rushing or something like that. She's there. She calmly understands. She listens, and the more important thing is she understands you. She doesn't give you a feedback which says like, okay, whatever you're dealing with it's like everyone is dealing with it. No, she understands it and she says it as if she makes you feel very comfortable, and she acknowledges it. Many times we people, we need acknowledgement rather than a solution or a suggestion, and that is what I feel that ma'am has it, and it is what leaders require. And I want ma'am to grow more in what she's doing, connect with more people, and the world shall know there is one leader called Halima ma'am, which is the need of the world. And also I want leaders to come and learn from her, not only us but the real leaders. And she's also very supportive, understanding. Her ability to engage with everyone and give personal attention to each person is what inspires me more. I have never seen ma'am angry or boasting about her career. She has been traveling a lot and she has done so much in her life, but I've never seen her boasting or having such pride that, I've done this and like what you have done. She makes the other person very comfortable. She is very grounded, which I feel like every leader should have this kind of skills. Ma'am is very open and makes us feel comfortable. She never shies away from sharing her personal life events or embarrassing moments, which makes the other person comfortable and helps in opening up. Coming to feedback
Your
part,
3 minutes,
I'll say
your 3 minutes are over.
Ma'am, it's more, I mean, only for you I can speak so much.
It was supposed to be
Okay.
done 1 minute. So be brief and then
Okay.
switch over to Anara quickly.
Okay, ma'am. Coming to feedback pack, there's not much which I can say. Like being in my position, I don't think I have any feedback which I can give to ma'am. For me, she's just a bright star shining, and I want her to shine more. And I want us to be in her shade so that we also grab that some light from her shiningness. And coming back to Anara ma'am, the first thing whenever I listen ma'am's name or see her is a smile. The sweet smile is what whenever if I'm not seeing her also, maybe if someone calls Anara, I'll just remember ma'am's face and her smile. And that reminds me that it's a sunnah also to smile and it's a kind of sadka. She reminds us to smile whenever I see her smiling because in the world, so much of misery and everything. Every session from the start of the day, I have seen her so calmly, peacefully smiling. And that makes the other person smile. Ma'am, behind the camera, whenever we see you, especially me, I smile. You give us the smile, you bring that smile to the world. And I want you to always keep smiling, and your voice, it's so sweet whenever you speak. There's such so kind of, there's some calmness in it. It's like honey. You never you have I have never seen you getting angry or a harsh voice or a very sharp tone. Your tone has been very mild and beautiful. It's like you are singing whenever you're speaking. And also your motivation and dedication and commitment to learning, the way ma'am projects herself fearlessly, strong, and bold, wants me to inculcate these attributes from her. Ma'am's time management is also applaudable. Like today, when Halima mentioned that she's just 1 minute late, I know like every time whenever the class starts, she's the first person to be on time. And I guess that is one thing which we, the younger generation, should learn from ma'am. Being so busy, being an author, she takes out time and her commitment to the class, like whatever she's doing, she's on time for the class and leaving everything aside. The way ma'am is grounded and makes everyone comfortable around her is also one of the things I want to pick from her. Being an author, I've never seen ma'am boasting about it or being a very pride, showing pride in it. I had one opportunity to be in one of the Zoom sessions with ma'am where we were supposed to discuss some topic, and she made us feel so comfortable. She never said like I'll go first or these are my points and you have to go with this only. She was open to communication and she took all the feedback, and then it was like a group activity. I guess these things are major missing in leaders outside or any people outside generally. But I guess these things I will pick up from ma'am really, and I want to learn and become like ma'am and have that smile whenever people say me or say my name. They also should remember me with a smile. Like ma'am, we remember ma'am with a smile. Uh, Feedback thing, sorry ma'am, I have not been so, I mean, observant, and I can't say any bad feedback about you. Like if there's any, I mean, in the improvement areas, because for me, you also are like perfect. Maybe Halima will be in better position only to give you a feedback. Coming to Aisha ma'am, Bapre, what shall I say about Aisha ma'am? Like there's so much to say, but keeping in mind the timing, I'll try to be very subjective and informative about it. First thing, the way ma'am brings the energy to the team, it makes us all, awaken and to be very spontaneous and to compete with her. She brings the competition to the group, which every group member should have. And her voice, it's so sharp. Like if any person is sleeping, also like, get up and sit, and he listens to it. And the way she has that voice modulation whenever she is sharing some funny incident or angry incident, embarrassing incident, she has the talent of changing. And also the way she sees everything. I like the observing qualities of ma'am. Like ma'am has spoken about Halima ma'am or Anara ma'am, and the way she sends her affirmations. I mean, I just wait daily for Aisha ma'am's affirmations because they're wonderful. And the way ma'am gets her words, I don't know from where, ma'am, which dictionary do you follow? Let us also know. You get so much powerful words, and the way you write everything in a very uh, point to point manner, like no much extravagance or wasting time or beating around the bush. You're direct to it, and your energy, like I just want you to say, like, be how you are always. Never let someone uh, someone I mean, bring down your shine, and be we really look up to you and we want to be like you, the bold you are. The only one feedback I want to give is not in a bad way, but I feel like your voice is very sharp. Sometimes I guess that could be little polite or in a very friendly manner as well. But don't take it to heart, ma'am. We love you. Thank you, ma'am. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. And I don't know how much time you have taken. My feedback is that next time be precise. Although your observation was really wonderful observation, but this is my feedback to you for the improvement. Yeah, always update with the timing.
Dr. Halima ma'am, I'll
Yes.
just take less than 30 seconds to speak to who Sadika gave, no? Sadika gave this.
So first,
Yeah. So just
listen,
less than 30
Yes,
seconds.
ma'am.
keep your
To give
words
the feedback.
keep your words reserved, because after all the feedbacks, then we will come back again. Sana,
Okay.
go ahead, Sana.
Yes, ma'am. I will not take much time. So my first feedback is about Dr. Anara ma'am. Anara ma'am, I really love you. I admire you. I respect your politeness, your fastness, everything I like about you. But one thing, just I want to suggest you that be more concise, and in that manner you would be more effective. And
Thank
about Dr. Ram, sir, I must say that I am fortunate to have a learned person like Dr. Ram, but sometimes Dr. Ram is so fast and it feels like he is in a hurry and we fail to understand what he really want to say. So my feedback about Dr. Ram, sir, you please, we really want your explanation, everything about you are teaching us, you are explaining. Just be concise, just be slow, and so that we can understand it well. And dear Fatma, I love you. I really like you, but your voice is very sweet. I really admire your voice, but sometimes I feel that please be selective. Always answer what you are asked for, and you are bubbly. Your voice is really very sweet, but please use it when it is required. Thank you so much, ma'am. I just want to highlight the points as a feedback. It is just all of you please take it as a reinforcement, not as a criticism. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you, Sana. Now who is going to be the next?
Ma'am, shall I?
Yes.
Ma'am, Sana ma'am, I also admire her a lot. Ma'am, there are a lot of people whom I admire, and we usually have discussions in my family. So first, going with Sana ma'am, like I'm really thankful to Allah and you ma'am for appointing Sana ma'am as our coordinator, because I just love the way she does, like very gracefully. She tells us, like, you had to do because on 29th or 30th April, I couldn't join. We had been to Adventurous Park. So I joined then, and then I thought I saw, like, messages like we have to join the meeting. And I joined and couldn't hear properly because I was very fatigued. Because I was, all the time playing and all, because I'm a very sportive person. So Sana ma'am explained, like, you have to do those things. So I'm really thankful. And she reminds us, she's very impartial, alhamdulillah. She guides whole team, mashallah. Very patient, takes suggestion from us as well. Like there are leaders who says, no, I am, superior. Why you take like that? But she isn't like that. Very humble and generous, mashallah. So she's so honest that she will confront anyone. Very hardworking. And like the voice is so sweet. Like Dr. Anara ma'am also, whenever she says no, I'll just love it. Very soft, sweet, and beautiful in and out. And a great leader, like open for learning at any time. Whenever she needs room for learning, feedback, she asks. So those things are very calm, and all the good qualities she possesses, mashallah. And I think if the pace is a bit faster, it will be a cherry on the cake because she communicates well, mashallah, very, to the point, brief, doesn't say much. And even if I think if she work in voice modulation will be great, because I think like if she's angry, by the voice, the way she says, it won't feel like she's angry. She'll everybody will feel like she's in a good mood. So that I think. Then coming to Sister Khadija, mashallah, like alhamdulillah, in spite of being too busy, she accomplishes all the tasks and challenges before time, mashallah. One thing bad is that like whenever she doesn't complete all the time, it will be haunting on her mind, like I have to do. She won't take rest unless and until the task is completed, whether it is lead house or whatever, her official or whatever. So that thing is there, and she's consistent, hardworking, kind woman, and helps everybody, inside and outside the team. Alhamdulillah, she's a great grasping power. She guides me, and in fact, everyone, like her students, her ex-students, colleagues, anyone in the crowd, and she'll come to the rescue for the strangers as well, mashallah. So although she will be sick, she won't care of her health. Like all that she's concerned with, that she can benefit others at any cost, whoever it is, like in the train, in the aeroplane, whoever she finds, like she has to know, Fatma has to
Fatma,
help.
consider the time, my dear. Be precise.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. And negative feedback will be like she doesn't sleep and take care of herself, misses her own schedule, doesn't take her food properly, and medicines, although she sometimes misses. And she's very dynamic, adaptable, and quick paced learner, mashallah. And then Sister Ruhi, she does the task very well, mashallah. She's pious, always ready to learn and upskills, mashallah. Yesterday we came to know like she's taking a dini knowledge as well, so taking time out for that. That's really nice. And then one thing I'll say, like like need to manage time a bit judicially, so that she can join the sessions to learn more. And one recommendation is that if she doesn't mind, she could join the session at 8 p.m. So that she can learn more, because here, okay, and it's just 9 more days. So it'll be great if she could join on time, and need to participate more, because when we participate, we practice more, and more efficient we become. And she's very innocent, and that's really great, mashallah. That's all.
Thank you very much, Fatima. It was really well-balanced feedback. But one thing you missed, I told you that when we are giving the feedback, we have to just focus, and we have to be very specific on the area where we are supposed to give. Like today was leadership, and you have started telling Khadija's all personal things. So it is okay that she doesn't take care of the health, is fine. One sentence, but all the details will be required when we are going to talk about the health feedback. Okay, Fatma. So next.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Your observation is really appreciable, and you have given a very balanced feedback about the people. That is good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, next, who is going to say?
Shall I, Helen?
Yes, Dr. Anara, please.
First of all, I would like to thank all of my colleagues. Really, everyone is very close to my heart. I love you all. I choose 3 persons to give feedback. First one is Dr. Aisha. She is an excellent member of this lead house. Every morning I saw, the first thing I saw for in many days, her affirmation. And she is, mashallah, she is very excellent member of this lead house, presenting very well and giving courage to us and motivate us. The thing to improve, Dr. Aisha, is be on time when starting the class. And the second one is Sadika, Hadija, I think. Yeah, Hadija, she is giving courage to the lead house group In many days, I saw her affirmation first, and the affirmations are very good. Also, I saw she is doing her work very well. The challenges also doing very good. And the thing to improve, I recognize that her voice volume, if she improves little, it will be very well. It will be very high impact from her speak. It will come. The third person I took this Madinat. Madinat is, mashallah, she's from Nigeria. I want to appreciate her effort in this group, doing challenges very well and giving comments to many friends in this house. The thing to be improved, I will tell to Madinat to join every sessions, all the sessions regularly. Friends, all you are doing very well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was really very, very well balanced feedback, Dr. Anara. And
Thank you.
as far as area of improvement is concerned, we have spoken about empathy. So like little bit personal touch is needed. Otherwise, it is like very well balanced. You have covered all the areas and not exaggerating. Very based on the truth, you have said whatever you have said. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you.
Now who's left? Neha is left. Neha, are you ready?
Ma'am, Khadija also, I think, ma'am. Khadija.
Khadija, are you ready for the feedback?
Okay.
Okay, if you are not ready, then no problem. Because already time is like it's 48. We have taken 18 minutes more. So it's fine. It was just to make you understand how to feedback to be given. And some of your friends have already shown. So that is enough to understand. And next time when you give in the practical life, we have to be careful while giving the feedback that it should cover positive, negative both. And plus it should be based on the specific area. And plus it should be empathetic. And the purpose should be constructive.
I have prepared. Yes, yes. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
If you are prepared, then go ahead. 3 minutes we can spend.
I can complete it within 1 minute. Actually, I have just jotted down the point about Sister Neha only. So I can give feedback on Sister Neha.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Alhamdulillah, whenever I found Sister Neha, she is so kind person, Alhamdulillah. And she always ready to help persons, needy people, Alhamdulillah. And she believes in Allah so much, Alhamdulillah. And she is very humble, empathetic, and very good. I can say she is a very good leader, Alhamdulillah. And about weaknesses, I can say that everybody has some weaknesses. So I only say that she works on self improvement, like building her resilience and fostering a healthier self perception. Should be uh, in Sister Neha. So I don't want to say this weakness, but it I just I feel that she should have resilience powers in her whatever she has, Alhamdulillah, just try to improve in this area only. And I can quote here one line. Um, Everyone has weaknesses, and we have to provide opportunities for growth and learning by only seeing the weaknesses, so we can grow ourselves, inshallah. So this is the line.
Okay, thank you, Khadija, for your feedback. And my dear powerful women,